because I want to get into tooling. And you talked about these 2 to 3 engineers that they tried to build something and how that worked, and it was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
And maybe you can walk us through that a little bit more and how that played out.
Yeah, so I guess if we first start maybe with the problem that we have, so we're trying to build we're trying to build models to power something in the product that will be used millions of times a day. Now, that in itself isn't too bad, but when we think about when we have a product, how we derive features and things like that, or behavioral signals, typically in a cloud-based product, it's at least at the first stage driven by product events that get fired when you click buttons and do things, perform actions. Now, the type of scale that we're at, we're talking about billions of events per day that get streamed in. So we're in a kind of pretty big data realm. And then if we think we've got to build a model that will adapt to everyone's kind of behavior. And so let's take an example, like in JIRA, if you need to assign someone a ticket, right? Like maybe we could have a predictive list for who you should assign to the ticket. And you want that to be dynamic. Like you don't want it to just be a batch thing that updates once a week or even once a day. You want it to reflect the type of work that you're doing, right? Because it's kind of synonymous with being agile. And if you change what projects you're working on or who you're working with, it should update relatively quickly. And when I say that, that's I think faster than a day at least is probably what you expect. A day seems too slow. And so then you're in this problem of, okay, we've got like some event stream of 2 billion events coming in a day, say, and you want to update features in close to real time. It doesn't have to be real time, but it needs to be, like I said, close to real time, probably faster than a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a hell of a lot of data to process.
Yeah.
And then not only do you need to process that data and convert that into some kind of like features that will feed a model, you need to have it then served back to the model at low latency. And so that's, I guess, your classic MLOps problem. So we're not in like a batch world where we produce a data set and just run a model over it, save the model artifact and something like that. Like we don't run batch features or batch predictions once a day. We're kind of in this world where we've got billions of events streaming in. We want them to update relatively frequently, let's say within minutes or even hours is still very difficult. Mm-hmm. And we want it to be served back immediately. And so that's the challenge that we were really posed with. Sorry, I can't actually remember the question, but that's at least the context to the problem and the size of the problem.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is particularly unique across any big like cloud product, but at least we'd never tackled that before.